ladies and gents, welcome in to this quarter-final tie. It is going to be a very, very interesting matchup here between Spain and Belgium. Two sides that have been hot and cold, that have been good and not good. Spain more good than not, obviously. They're still yet to be beaten. That one draw to Saudi Arabia, the only real blip in what has been a relatively comfortable World Cup so far. In terms of their starting 11, there's no change at the back. Unai Simon, Marco Correa, and Pedro Porre back there, alongside Aymeric Laporte and Pau Kubasi. The one change comes in midfield, though. Fabian Ruiz is in for Pedri, alongside Rodri in midfield. Lamine Yamal, Baena, and Dani Olmo all support Mikel Oyarzabal, who is leading the goal-scoring charts right now for Spain. That means Mikel Merino is joined on the bench by Pedri, Nico Williams, Jeremy Pino. Down there as well, we got Marc Pubul, Eddie Garcia. For Belgium, there's a couple of changes, some forced, some last minute. Timothy Castagna and Maxime de Kuyper will look to continue their great form at fullback. Ngoya Mekele at the heart of the fence. They are in front of the keeper, Thibaut Courtois. Hans Vanaken has come into midfield very, very late on, ahead of Youri Tielemans. Nicola Raskin in there as well. Leandro Trossard on the left, De Bruyne down the middle. And on the right is Jeremy Doku. Up top, Charles de Ketelado. That means Thomas Meunier, Arta Tiat, Connie De Winter, Dodi Lukebakio, Romelu Lukaku, and Axel Witsel, alongside Fernandez Pardo, are going to be options from the bench for Belgium. Everything is ready here in sunny LA. It is a lunchtime kickoff over there in this fantastically constructed stadium. A moment of silence, I think, expected here. A minute silence observed, and we're ready for the football here in LA. Third place finish for Belgium back in 2018, the prime of the golden generation. They tend to make it out of the group stage in 2022. Spain only just recently picked up their first knockout stage victory since 2010 with their round 32 victory. Now want to go all the way once again, like 2010, in this tournament here. The countdown is on here in LA. Two European powerhouses, two top 10 rated nations going head to head. We are underway here from LA. It'll be Belgium to get us kicked off. Digging from right to left in that beautiful change. Blue and pink strip. And for Spain, red and blue from left to right. Great early ball in behind. Vatican's there. Just couldn't keep that ball in play, but already a bright start for Belgium. There's a sign of attack versus defence, if you would. Spain, obviously, with 5 clean sheets in this World Cup final, 6 consecutive clean sheets. Creating history there, the most ever for a Spanish outfit. Versus Belgium's 107 shots, 78 from inside the box. Both stats there, the most of any side of the FIFA World Cup finals. They are a side involved in a lot of goals. A side that have produced a lot of goals, in particular in the last 3 matches. Rudy Garcia already writing some notes in his notepad. His side have come to life here. A really, really poor start in out in Egypt. 1-1 draws. 5-1 demolition of New Zealand. And then backed it up with a crazy comeback 3-2 versus Senegal. And then the 4-1 victory of the United States in Seattle was a sign of their intent. Been based in a lot of their games in Seattle and then Vancouver as well. So coming to the West Coast for the first time here. Take on the Spanish side that play their round of 16 matchup here. Onto that midfield once again for Spain. Rodri has been fantastic. Fabian Ruiz coming in there, the Champions League back-to-back winner in there ahead of Pedri. Looked a little bit slow and sluggish in the last few games, and maybe a chance for him to show that he is the man over Pedri, Fabian Ruiz, in this first sort of an hour or so. Ball out wide, Alex Bainer. Kukurea, cutback is on. Dani Olmo was there, the flag is up. So throw for Spain here on this near side. Obviously, the big news being Youri Tielemans being that laid out. Must have picked up an injury in the warm-up, which is a massive loss for them because he has been unbelievable this tournament so far from midfield. Goals, creativity, and a real sharp edge in that final third. Be interesting to see, though, how much possession they actually want to have or position they're allowed to have. And how capable the Spanish are in possession. They're hard to break down, they really are. So it's all about maximising your opportunities when you go forward. If you this Belgium side and try and limit this here. Dani Olmo on the turn. Bainer at the left-hand side. Fabian Ruiz, Rodri, Kukurea. Hasn't he been massive in the last few games? Fabian Ruiz, an early delivery. Hook clear by Mecca. Who rests there. Straight back in play by Fabian Ruiz. Now with Pau Kubasi. Bainer. Yamal, first time set for Pedro Porro, has also been fantastic. Looks to return the ball to Lamine Yamal, but Mekele was across well. Massive matchup on the left-hand side for this Belgian defence. Maxim de Kuiper on Lamine Yamal. Brandon Mekele will have to come and skinny and help at times as well. That there is going to be a game-changing matchup, if you will. De Kuiper known for his attacking output. Showed his great defensive acumen in that game versus the United States. But we'll need that and very much more to get the better of Lamine Yamal. But Doku says, whatever you can do, I can do better. And pass 3 Spanish players to get to Lara with a great hold-up play. Doku out wide. Castagna. Just a sign of what Jeremy Doku can do. Hasn't been let off the chain just yet this tournament. It's been treading water and waiting to come alive. And maybe today might be that day. Lamine Yamal and Doku on the exact same wing. Against very, very attacking fullbacks in the form of Pedro Porro and in the form of Maxim de Kuiper. We could be seeing some great 1v1 action in this game here. Rodri. Spain got the job done last time out versus Portugal. It was a very, very slow, boring, pragmatic 1-0 victory there. Just wondering if today they get that attacking play starting to hum. We saw it at times in that second half versus Portugal. We're seeing it here early. 1-touch, 2-touch stuff in tight spaces. They will undoubtedly dominate possession. But seeing if these wide men can create. Lamine Yamal there. Taking that ball down, but the Kuiper there. In to put a foot in. And get rid of it. Obviously, you win here, you get 2 extra games at this FIFA World Cup. If you don't win the semi-final, you got a 3rd place playoff to play for. A chance for more football for both these 2 sets of fans if their sides to get a massive victory here today. Doku asking for a foul. This near side, but referee Michael Oliver not buying into that. Courtois searching long. Putting pressure on Marc Cucurella, but easily out as Unai Simon. He has shut the haters down in this tournament. A lot saying about Johan Garcia and David Raya were fantastic goalkeepers in their own right, but Luis de la Fuente, he likes his players, his side. I make Laporte, Unai Simon, one of those players. And he put a foot wrong. They've been a part of the best defence in this World Cup finals. They're going to make another clean sheet today. One of the best defences in the World Cup finals history. De Bruyne with the turn. Tried a little bit too much of that to Park Kubasi, who's been really good in this tournament. But how amazing has Aimé Laporte been in terms of his ball-winning capacity and his duels as well. He just doesn't lose out very often. Jose Catalada coming off the back of that brace versus the United States, where he looked much more engaged, and he's already looking like that in this game here, dropping in, trying to receive the ball on the half turn. Back to goal on the halfway line. So far it's been Spanish attacks and a little pull there by Leandro Trossard on Lamine Yamal, and Michael Oliver saw that and said, "I have to blow up here." Cheeky pull there from Leandro Trossard. So free kick in what is going to be a very, very dangerous spot for Spain. Alex Baena and Lamine Yamal will be surely Lamine Yamal's outswinging delivery. As Baena likes his chance of putting one into that little channel from the goalkeeper in the back line. Courtois setting up his two-man wall. Ball fizzed in there by Baena. Fabian resets it. Good cutback. Oh, Rodri's effort. Well blocked by Ngoy. Seconds are there to be won. Castagna over his head. The Kuiper just gets it rid. Poor repelled back quite confusingly by Pedro Porro, and hands possession right back to Belgium. Couple half chance in there for Spain. Make of it. Doku fouled. It's an all Premier League matchup there. Pedro Porro and Jeremy Doku. Doku of Manchester City had a fantastic campaign with them domestically, with like great football right at the end of the season, trying to individually save them in their season. And Pedro Porro, who will return back to a very, very different Spurs side. A Spurs outfit that may potentially challenge for the top 3, top 4. All the signings they have made. Brandon Immaculate. Little lofted ball forward to Charles de Ketelade. Rises highest to win that aerial duel. And then ask the question of Vatican, where's your ability to go and win that second ball, mate? Laporte to Rodri in midfield now. The conductor for Spain. Ngoy, he did a very good job to keep Bellingham quiet last time out. Looks like once again he's got the roll on the big centre forward of Oyarzabal. Ball in behind looking for Ketelade, but once again Laporte. Don't think he's actually made a mistake so far this tournament. He has been so rock solid, so consistent, and has been the reason why Spain have kept these 5 out of 5 clean sheets. Rodri. It is Athletic Club's Aymeric Laporte. Oh, great ball. Baena. Shot put by Ngoy. Dani Olmo pressing hard the pitch, but putting that ball off himself and out of play. Big goal kick and little crisis averted there. Great darting run. Alex Baena curls it by coming back on side and then spinning back in behind. And Pau Kubasi, great pass in between the lines there to find the Atletico Madrid wine man. The flick on run by the Catalada. Jeremy Doku squeezes one through to Maxime Decay, but the cutback was aerial and straight in the grateful hands of Unai Simon. Hazard dropping deep again. That for me was the big problem coming into this game for Spain. Their lack of creativity or lack of sharpness in the final third, I think, is down to the fact that Mikel Oyarzabal so vital in his link-up play that he's never really in the box when they get balls in there. It's been a problem so far at this World Cup finals that having enough runners or threats centrally. This great goal-scoring run for Spain has continued, though. Anakin won that ball back, but gave it straight back to Mikel Oyarzabal. And now with Rodri and Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo's going to tee one up. Lamine Yamal, Pedro Porro. The layoff to Porro was just behind him, so couldn't get the ball back to Lamine Yamal. Now Jeremy Doku. He's got Kubasi and Pedro Porro committed. And he gets past both of them. Doku. To Ketalada. Faced up by Marc Cucurella, who gets a block in. Atalanta man heads it back to Timothy Castagna. Little dink ball looking for the Ando Trossard, but Marc Cucurella in the way. And that Spanish rear guard continues to look unbeatable. Fernando Hierro up there. Another defensive rock for Spain over the years. Doku tried a little bit too much there. Showed it and gave it to Lamine Yamal, who tiptoes the touchline and keeps it in play. And looked to squeeze one through to Oyarzabal, but Nikola Razgan is in the way. The Rangers man has been a big find for Belgium in this World Cup, and you assume some big European outfits will be after him after this tournament so far. He's been, I think, fantastic in midfield. Show that competitiveness, that transitional ability. Baena chopping inside, laying one off to Dani Olmo, who's juggling the football. Just couldn't get under control and under his spell there. Individual play from Lamine Yamal, absolutely fantastic. Catalara once again launching himself with that aerial duel. Saw this versus the United States where he was just competing for everything. He knows Romelu Lukaku will come on around the 60th to 70th minute mark. He's got to be on it. He's got to try and make a chance and take a chance if he's on the park. And he did that versus the United States. Being in the right place at the right time to head home and to tap home from a couple yards away. Pedro Porro. What a crossfield ping that one is. Is it just a little bit? Yes, it is. Overhit for Baena. Goy out to Timothy Castagna. Who's as vital for Belgium defensively as he's going forward. He's got great ability to whip the ball in the box and create chances. And Lamine Yamal has been punted over there, but Michael Oliver says, get back to your feet, son. So Doku continues. Trossard. Away from Arsenal to Besiktas in the summer. Castagna, there's that one of those whips. The Copa getting in there. Just fouling Pedro Porro. The attempt to try and win that aerial duel. A foul given away by the Brighton fullback. No foul there for Lamine Yamal. Just went over it on no footing. Quite a clear. No call there for Michael Oliver. Unai Simon. This man made a bright start. Had a lot of chances, but the transition is there for Belgium if they want it, if they can be clinical. If they can string together 4 to 5 really, really dangerous and deadly passes, they can get in behind and they can cause this Belgian side problems. Laporte to Kubasi. That is not the answer. Back pass of Pedro Porro to Unai Simon. Almost played himself into trouble there. Spain play out of it. Vanaken, Catalado and Trossard trying to press, but the Spanish just too good in possession. They've averaged around 65% in this tournament so far. And you can see the signs of it here. Olmo down to Porro. Cut back. Lamine Yamal fouling Brandon Mekela in the process. So they can get away with one there and Belgium can rebuild at the back here. A lot of fans intently watching on the LA sun on a Friday afternoon. Can't get much better than this. De Bruyne. Gonna get it around the corner to Maxim de Kuiper. Rodri beating him to that one. Dani Olmo already getting a lot of possession, a lot of dangerous little pockets. Looking to outrun and outwork this Belgian midfield. Bainer, Rodri. Drops that ball back to the ball-playing Pau Kubasi. Oh, ball in behind there. Alex Bainer looking for Dani Olmo on the reverse. It's come the way of Lamine Yamal. Oh, gee. Very close. And he's had a lot of goals like that in the past. Whipping that ball on his left foot. Forced him in a very, very fortuitous position. Just on the edge of the D. Unable to get enough whip or start it close enough to the goal to get it from outside to inside. That far post. Sure, a corner kick was necessary, but Michael Oliver quite resolutely saying otherwise. De Bruyne. Find that that's how the boot pass in behind, but broken up there defensively once again by Spain. Razgan to Doku. He's just overhit that header, Kevin De Bruyne. He's no spring chicken. And won't be able to get there to get that ball in play. Look back here, so good, I thought, last time out. But Jeremy Doku adds something really, really different, doesn't he? A real X factor, a real sharpness. And someone, if Belgium need to go out of nothing, he's the guy to deliver it. And that to be true. Pedro Porro. Oh, continues his run. Little flick to back heel. Looking for Lamine Yamal. Who keeps it in play, but didn't have the support there as he ran out of tarmac. Away come Belgium. De Bruyne. Doku. Pedro Porro has him for company. Great switch to play from Raskin, but just overhit. That means it's time for the quarter-time break. Spain are trying to make some movements. Have a pretty good entire spaces so far, but no real major shooting effort yet. Belgium have been resolute. They've countered when they've needed to, but they haven't really looked to the danger side so far. It is Spain 0, Belgium 0. Short 1 minute break, guys, and we'll be right back after this. All right, see you guys back here for the second period of this first half. So far, a lot of Spanish possession. The signs that Belgium get at them in transition on the counter-attack, but nothing of note yet. To wait and see, though. If this Belgium side can cause any more problems for the Spanish after in the first half. A first half which I almost assure you will probably end up being 0-0 unless something special happens. Spain building to games. They're happy to go into half-time 0-0. They don't quite have the elite attack of the French that can go into half-time without no problems, but they build into games. They get better and better. And those little link-ups start to get improved as the game goes on. Pau Cubarsí, one of the dynamic duo at the back here that have been so solid for the Spain side defensively. As I mentioned, 65% possession on average this tournament so far. Keep in mind they have played sides like Cabo Verde and Saudi Arabia, but The Spanish outfit is very, very comfortable keeping the ball, and they like to play that style. Already 55% possession in favour of the Spanish. 37 to the Belgian side and 8% in contest. It's a great body-to-body Pedro Porro and Jeremy Doku. To try and take on 3 Spanish defenders. Lamine Yamal showed too much of that to Ketelada, but the ball just not landing in the right spot at the right time right now for Belgium. And they lose that again there. Marc Cucurella. Of course, he's charging in at the left-hand side there for the Spanish outfit. Fabian Ruiz and now Rodri. He's just been, I think, so consistent at this tournament so far. Lamine Yamal. Out to the foot cross. Looking for Baena, but Thibaut Courtois can come and claim that. That little El Clasico rivalry between the two of them. Raskin shoved on the pass. It's one of the easier fouls the referee will give today. Great ball from Doku to find Vanaken. Back with Jeremy Doku. Raskin. Castagna. Belgium chance here to pen this Spanish side in. Ngoy. Raskin. Belgium have got a chance here on the ball just to keep this Spanish side accountable, but that's not the way from Kevin De Bruyne. Just hasn't got going so far at this tournament. He's shown his great quality at times with link-up plays or set pieces, but not the Kevin De Bruyne which we know and love. Maybe Father Time just starting to strike back against Kevin De Bruyne. Lamine Yamal to Pedro Porro, the cutback. What a save! Follow in! It's in! Fabian Ruiz in the starting 11 to score. And this Spanish sensation keeps rolling on. Belgium have been resolute. They have challenged the Spanish in this one. But eventually, they were broken down. And it was Fabian Ruiz on the follow-in. All created though from this give and go. Lamine Yamal and Pedro Porro. Cutback is fantastic to Dani Olmo. The save from Thibaut Courtois is solid. But he palmed it into a very, very dangerous area. That's where Fabian Ruiz can follow in. And that's the impact that Fabian Ruiz can have. A proper box crasher. He's a goal threat, whether it be creating for others or scoring for himself. And there he is there. Right place, right time. On the edge of the 6-yard box to follow in. And to get that ball past Castagna and Thibaut Courtois alike. Spain lead under the LA sunshine. And Spanish smiles. And Spanish supremacy once again. The European champions looking to add to their trophy cabinet. Belgium player down now. Timothy Castagna just taking a knock to the nose there. It's a blood nose in that one. Cucurella with the arm down. Just whacks him in the eye and nose region there. Fabian Ruiz, Champions League winner. Massive for Spain in the Euro 2024 campaign, where I thought even Mikel Merino really stood out. Once again, though, you get the overlapping run from Pedro Porro, Dani Olmo involved, and then Fabian Ruiz involved. But I think those names there, Pedro Porro and Dani Olmo, have been massive and influential for the Spanish outfit. Dani Olmo picking up the pockets, getting involved. Pedro Porro, well, since being introduced to the starting 11 for Spain, they've not looked back. He has looked unreal. Pedro Porro. And Lamine Yamal linking up with that right-hand side. A great relationship between those two at the moment. Alex Spain up. Cucurella made the continuation of his run, but wasn't used. Across the box here to Pau Kubasi. Lamine Yamal. Couple step overs. Sets the ball back. Rodri stands one. And Goy away. To get a lot of work done to it by Pedro Porro. Spain looks to reset. Oh, Lamine Yamal, beautiful footwork. Lamine Yamal bundled over. And that was always going to be a foul. Wow, that was stunning. Lulled them all to sleep. And then the silky skills. The deft of the touches, the lightest feet. And skip past through. And Jeremy Doku coming back. Had a nibble. And pushed Lamine Yamal to the ground. It's a real blatant giveaway in front of Michael Oliver there. A chance for 2-0 now. Belgium conceded a free kick in a very similar position to Youri Tielemans in Seattle. It was Vanaken who tried to flick the header onwards and flicked it into the opposite corner, which Thibaut Courtois was heading. A trio of players over this one. But he has about steps away. Bain is there as well, but surely this is Lamine Yamal after winning it to take it. Going to require a lot to beat Thibaut Courtois. Lamine Yamal goes to the goalkeeper side. Courtois made the save. Another corner kick one. Thibaut Courtois keeping his nation in this one for the time being. Very central. Very savable for Thibaut Courtois from that sort of range. So Bain's corner. Played towards the edge where Fabian Ruiz is the goal scorer. Sets it to Dani Olmo. Referees don't like... referees. The fans don't like it as Michael Oliver's got in the way of Dani Olmo there. Here is the Belgium bench players warming up. Belgium with 5 goals from the bench so far in this tournament, the most of any side. They which have come to the boot of Ronald Lukaku. 3 goals and 1 assist for him so far in this campaign. Makes him the highest goal scoring Belgian player. A long ball. Baena, take it down. Baena. Flag is up for offside. No handball being given. Almost a perfect take though. That ball fizzed in, yeah, it's come off the arm. Spain there. See the early attempts there. So summarises the goings of this game so far. 1 of 10 for Belgium, 6 to Spain, 3 on target. The 1-0 scoreline advantage as well. They've got it all in their favour right now. Going to take a lot for Belgium to strike back, I feel, as well. Have to get a goal against this really, really resolute Spanish back line. And also, if you commit yourself too high, Lamine Yamal, Alex Spain, Pedro Porro, and Marco Correa will love to get on the counter-attack and get out of vulnerable Belgian back four. Got out. Now with Bain up. Inside to the goal scorer, Fabian Ruiz. Great back heel. Oyarzabal. Now this is beautiful football. Oyarzabal. Oh, fancy feet. Looking for Dani Olmo. And almost one of a push-cash contender there for Spain. That was the beautiful game played beautifully. That's sort of where Spain have got to right now. To playing the beautiful one-touch stuff. Belgium just can't go toe-to-toe with them. Bain on the turn. Looked to feed one through to Dani Olmo, but broken up there by Ngoy. Trossard tries to come away with it. Eventually through Castagna. Ketelada again fighting. Mate Laporte has done beautifully there. Let's continue the throw though. I thought he'd won that throw there, the big centre half, but so Belgium throw further forward now. Fanakin, Razkin. Back to goal now. The Catalana loses out. Oh, great body feint from Fabian Ruiz. Lamine Yamal in the centre circle. Further right to Pedro Porro. Rodri's running forward. Lamine Yamal receives a drop-off pass. Lamine. He fashioned a beautiful chance. Rodri. Dani Olmo. Mikel Oyarzabal just occupying the little spot in the D. Oh, Lamine Yamal! Oh, brilliant. Brilliant from Lamine Yamal. Body feint, shift of weight. Cutting inside. And this time just pulling wide of that near post. Might have had Courtois beaten for pace of that near post there. He's starting to warm up now. That's a worry for, firstly, Belgium, but also, secondly, this tournament in general. If he comes good at this time, you got to worry. Doku skips to the bar line, gets the ball in there, set back. Trossard never really sat nicely for him to get a shooting opportunity. Castagna, fall in there, dealt with by Fabian Ruiz. Trossard will pick up the seconds. De Bruyne, Castagna, great stand-up pause. The Catalana! Belgium are back! And Charles de Catalana with a perfectly cushioned header. And just as they look like they're on the brink, they fight back again. And they've done that all tournament long. And the Spanish rearguard has finally been broken apart. It took something special, took persistence, and in the end, perfection from this Belgian front line. Second ball's there to be won. Trossard did so. Castagna, first cross wasn't great. Gets recycled to De Bruyne. He feeds it through to Castagna. First time, sets it in there. The Catalana fighting to get ahead of his centre half there in Pau Kubasi. And a beautifully cushioned header home into the back of there. Unai Simon, left flat-footed. So Belgium have parity in LA. And now we have a game on here as we approach half-time. It just looks like Spain was starting to hum, starting to play that one-touch, two-touch stuff. There were a couple of flicks and tricks in there. But as quickly as that was happening, Belgium equalise. His third goal in this tournament. 3 goals now in the last 2 games for him. And he's getting reward for effort because he's making those runs in behind. He's pressing. He's competing for aerial duels. He's battling on the floor. He's doing everything. He really is doing the donkey work for this Belgium outfit. And he's getting reward for effort. He's getting in those areas. He's fighting once again for that cross in the box. He had the posterior position, the position behind Kubasi there, but forward to the front of that spot and got an important header and found the back of the net. Goes to show that battling away hard, like he has done here, can lead to problems. Handball given against Pau Kubasi and Michael Oliver, who slipped at it in opportune time and pulled down Kevin De Bruyne. He was trying to get through there. Pau Kubasi knew he was beaten. Now he's got to watch himself for the rest of this match. Can't be too rash. Can't give away that second yellow and send his side down to 10. Ngoy. Castagna. He has the assist. De Ketelado with the goal. Here he is drifting out wide right. Now this Belgium side starting to believe and playing with a bit of swagger. A bit more possession for them. Castagna to De Ketelado. Wins that throw. Alex Spain. Fantastic work by the Atalanta forward. Diagonal pass gave the possession back though. Spain's way. Lamine Yamal to Copa. Getting toe-to-toe there. Michael Oliver not seeing the funny side in that, and De Copa being deemed to have found Lamine Yamal. There is the confirmation of onside for De Ketelado. Well on there. Kubasi. Baina. The side with the most shots on goal. Top 2 amount of goals scored. They have struck back. They're a team that know a fair bit about high-scoring games. Pedro Porro, high and wide. Each of their last 3 matches, Belgium have had 5 or more goals scored, which is just ridiculous. Great delivery from Castagna. Stands up to a dangerous spot. And De Ketelado, onus to get there, to fight to get to that front spot. Once he got there, that was only half the work done. But a very, very fantastically cushioned soft header into the back of the net from the big Atalanta forward. Laporte. Kubasi, another one of those little balls over the top, looking for Dani Olmo this time. Mekla just get rid of it. He didn't know what was behind him, so puts it behind hurriedly for another Spanish corner kick. And again, Pau Kubasi playing that ball over the top to Dani Olmo, causing this Belgian side problems. Important 4 more minutes to come here for both sides. Can Spain re-establish their 1-goal ascendancy? Can Belgium hold on here? Can they strike back with a goal of their own as well? Near post fizz up. That was by Kevin De Bruyne. Puts it behind there for just another corner. A near post fizz ball. It lands with a Rodri in the box. Fabian Ruiz attempts for 2. Bodies in the way though. Vanek in one of them. De Ketelado getting away from Fabian Ruiz now. Looking to feed Jeremy Doku, who was through. But Dani Olmo in the way. Not only doing the attacking work, can do the defensive work as well. Baena. Lamine Yamal on the outside of him. Lamine Yamal. Baena stands one up over everyone. But what a massive chance from Dani Olmo to deny that Belgian counter-attack, because they were out with Jeremy Doku. And once he's through on goal, not many are stopping him. Doku, despite the great touch, just got that ball run out of play there. Pedro Porro draped all over the back of him. Awful battle. Patino Yazabal. I think that's Pedro Porro in there. Yazabal straight back to his feet. Dani Olmo and Yazabal just coming head to head there. Luckily, both players are back to their feet and trying to continue. There's Pedri. He just feel needed a break. He's been very leggy and lacking his top-tier quality in midfield so far in this tournament. Drop ball allowing Belgium to keep possession. Just over a minute to go in first half stoppages. First half has been engaging. Since the drinks break, it's been enthralling. Goal for Fabian Ruiz, an equaliser. And for Belgium through the form of De Ketelado. Now Doku, fancy footwork. Getting away from Pedro Porro. Rodrigo had to help out there. Doku. Still up crosses out of play from the start of it. Staniek is still to deal with that bloody nose of his. Simon will just get this ball back into play, but won't have much longer to play in this first 45 minutes. Half a minute to go in first half stoppages. One XG to Spain, 0.2 to Belgium, 40% possession. The Belgian side, they've done a lot with not much of the football. And on that note, we have half-time. Nothing to separate the two sides. An earlier goal converted by Fabian Ruiz on the half-hour mark has been levelled by Charles de Ketelado. Fantastic header as he got ahead of Pau Kubasi to head home the Castagna cross. As it currently stands, it is Spain 1, Belgium 1. Short half-time break, guys, and we'll be right back after the major interval. Alrighty, guys, we are back for the second half. It's been a really, really good one so far. A really important goal, I think, for the spectacle that Ketelada scored just before the stroke of half-time. We've got one apiece here as we get into second half action not too long from now. Spain's first ever goal conceded this World Cup finals. Their 5-game clean sheet record broken there by the Atalanta man up top. This Belgium side continue to show that they will never give up, they will never give in, and they're never really out of the game. And there's a real sense they can go and nick something here in and under the LA sun here. Alrighty, so we are underway for second half action. Spain has kicked off in their home strip, kicking from right to left. The change strip for Belgium, that beautiful blue and pink from left to right. The onus will be on Spain to create on the football. They've been better in possession, but they haven't created enough with it. And that's been a problem for Spain throughout this tournament. One goal normally gets them victories. It's not going to get them a victory today. Will this game be 1-90? Will they have to go to 120, potentially spot kicks? That is another big question as well. Rodri has been so involved in midfield so far. He picks the ball up here. Fabian Ruiz scoring on the half-hour mark. Answered by the Ketelada 11 minutes later. But it has been that sort of game where Spain used to have dominated the football and played some beautiful stuff. But Belgium have a look at a threat on transition and on the counter-attack. Cucurella furious with the foul. Needs to watch himself for a yellow card potentially. Trossard though, there's nothing wrong there. He's gotten ahead of Marc Cucurella, and if you shove someone from behind, it's always going to be a foul. Gets a lot of keeps it in play. Well done from the centre forward. In the end, just runs out of tarmac. Goes to the Fuente side. On a good streak of victories. 15 matches unbeaten. 35 in the space of 90 minutes, though. It is a very, very good extended run for Spain, who are ranked number 1 in the world now. After that Euro Championship victory over England 2 years ago, they have not looked back. Giveaway here, though. Doku. So squeeze one in. Trossard chasing in the loose ball. Unai Simon off his line. Again, though, that ball in behind. Something on it by the Spanish backline. Always trying to win those duels, win those battles. Here's Pau Kubasi. Wasn't his very best there to see to get a lot of fights ahead of him and win that aerial duel. Would have liked his time back to be a little bit more solid in the air there. Oyarzabal. Lamine Yamal. Spain once again, slow possession. Looking to break through this Belgian side. Oh, what a skies from Kubasi. Lamine Yamal. And Thibaut Courtois off his line. The flag, though, is up. Oh, there's such a world of skies pass from Pau Kubasi. Almost from a standing start. And he's picked it out. Lamine Yamal went with a run. He went twice, actually. On the second occasion, just couldn't bend it enough to stay onside. Pedro Porro and Lamine Yamal down that right-hand channel have caused this Belgian side a lot of problems. By far the weaker of the defensive side of their game, so the fullbacks has got to be Max and Kepa, and as such, the Spanish have taken a keen interest in attacking down his side. Takedown there by Leandro Trossard. He's done a lot more defensive work than he has done attacking actions in this one. Away from Dani Olmo. Now to this right-hand side here for Castagna, who gave that beautiful assist for De Ketelada, but that pass was less appetising. Straight out of play. Fabian Ruiz holding off De Bruyne. I thought it was yellow card they given momentarily, but no. Nothing there. Cucurella continuing to have words with the fourth official. Always so involved with the referee's cooker. And he's out of position here, so Jeremy Doku's going to get at Rodri. Laporte coming across as well. And he's behind. It's going to be a Belgian corner kick here. Well done, Jeremy Doku, who was faced up with two big bodies in Rodri and Laporte and ended up winning that corner kick. A rare corner kick here for Belgium. Can they produce something of note? Kevin De Bruyne, of course, on it. The master of fantastic deliveries. He sets one in there towards the middle of the box. Well dealt with, though. Pedro Porro and I think it was Alex Baena brought to ground in the box. So, be a fan favourite of Spain. He was Baena, bundled over by Razgin. In terms of start of the second half, no side is obviously obliged to go out there and make the forward going and score the early goal, but you just feel like Spain would like to settle here and regain that goal advantage. Because when the game stays in this sort of manner, you just think Belgium have a chance to nick it, especially with some of the late quality they've shown in recent games and the goal threat that they possess. As I said, the last 3 games have seen 5 or more goals scored. So high scoring affairs are what they've been involved in. They know how to manage the back and forth of momentum swings. Baena heads it down to Azabal. Fabian Ruiz, Cucurella. Baena down left-hand side. Chopping inside and setting it back there to Fabian Ruiz. Rodri across. Pedro Porro now. This is looking a little bit more incisive and dangerous for Spain. Lamine Yamal chopping inside. Lamine Yamal still setting it to Rodri. Cucurella. Spain taking their time here, probing. Going to find that perfect ball in behind and a chance on goal. Baena. Kubasi. Lamine Yamal. Trying to fashion a shot. Cucurella lets it run. Fabian Ruiz leaves it for Baena. Forced to Cucurella on the edge. Lamine Yamal strikes it. Took a nick. It's gone wide. It's going to be a corner kick for Spain. Lamine is just on the precipice here of something really, really massive. Really important touch for Mekala, because that would have been on target, I feel. Short taken corner. Lamine sets it up. Rodri at the back post. Second ball comes away with Dani Olmo, who strikes over. Nowhere near the mark there from the Barcelona and Spain number 10. So, very early in the second half, within 10 minutes of it recommencing, it's Ferran Torres readying himself there. And Pedri on the touchline. So, you see Mikel Oyarzabal making way. I feel hard for Dani Olmo or Fabian Ruiz to make way, but one of them you assume will go off to allow Pedri on. Great control by Baena. Set it back to Cucurella, who fed through Fabian Ruiz. He's progressed to the lines nicely here. Sets it to Rodri. Spain have come out the branch of the two sides and looking more dangerous. Cucurella looked to fizz that ball into Fabian Ruiz. He just couldn't take that ball in. Didn't know if it needed to be that powerfully whipped in to his feet. Castagna forward to no one in particular. So when I see him on, we'll just mop up the scraps there and get Spain going back the other way. Rodri. Let's loosen Baena. A well one back. Oh, I thought there by Fabian Ruiz. Trossard as well to hold off the Paris Saint-Germain midfield man. Mekele. De Kuiper. Tries to fizz it in to the feet of Jeremy Doku. Does well to take that in. Van Aken. De Bruyne. Leandro Trossard on the turn. Now to Mekele. De Bruyne. Doku. Good little counter response here from Belgium. This is to Jeremy Doku and De Bruyne to link up. It's fallen away. Oh, of Maxim de Kuiper. He's blasted into the side netting. And that was a splendid Belgian move. Doku, De Bruyne, and then de Kuiper. Kevin De Bruyne. The quality never leaves him. So Ferran Torres has come on here. He's going to be Fabian Ruiz to make way. Alex Bainer off as well. Pedri and Ferran on. Mikel Oyarzabal remain in the middle. Big call to take off Fabian Ruiz. He scored a goal for a player in Pedri. Hasn't looked himself this tournament. Here is Lamine. Then he went into Pedri on the pirouette straight in the game. The pass not as accurate. So Luis de la Fuente making the first change and making two of them at once. Does Rudy Garcia respond with something of his own? Does he continue to play his 11 who have looked very, very good? To be fair, he did the same thing versus the United States. He rode out the game with most of his 11 until right at the end there to make changes. Olmo. So we've got a midfield of Pedri, Rodri and Olmo. Ferran and Oyarzabal up there with Lamine Yamal. And then obviously the wing-backs, Porro and Cucurella. Lamine darting inside, Pedri. Spacing up for Pedro Porro in this right-hand channel. A lifted cross that's really wrongly hit and straight out of play for the Thibaut Courtois goal kick. Axel Witsel rating himself. Veteran experience. I had a chat with Amadou Onana. Unfortunately, being confirmed of an ACL injury there for him. It's such a shame for Aston Villa fans, for Belgium fans, and for the man himself, Amadou Onana. Great take there by Van Aken. Trossard chose himself into trouble. Ferran. De Bruyne comes in firmly on Pedri. Wins the ball, though. It's been combative in there at times, the midfield battle, but for most of it, we've just seen the quality of both sides in display. Romelu Lukaku has come off the bench with great effect. As I said, 3 goals he scored in this tournament. Belgium has scored 5 from their substitute appearances, so he has been the difference maker from the bench. Lamine Yamal, ball in. Looking for Oyarzabal. Courtois punches away. Rodri cleaning that one up defensively. A devilish delivery from Lamine. Dani Olmo on the turn. Pedri. He'll find a way through this Belgian rear guard. Almost defending as a diamond midfield in the front two there. To keep Spain at bay. Whenever they win it, they have a chance to get the other way on the counter-attack and cause the Spanish side some problems. Here is Pedri, the number 20. Trying to wriggle past Razgan. Lamine Yamal. Wasteful and gives it away to Jeremy Doku. And Doku can skip away. And foul by Lamine Yamal. Avoids a booking there. The teenager. Third change coming there as well for Belgium on the touchline. So they really are going to ring the substitutions here and get the fresh legs on the stroke of the hour mark. It's Jeremy Doku. Razgan now. Great footwork to find De Ketelada. Couldn't produce the same thing himself. Spilt the way of Unai Simon. Got rid. Dani Olmo. Great chest control and that touch to get away from Van Aken there. He can skip away from the Club Brugge midfielder. Sets his sights in this attack for Spain. Laporte. Pedri. Cucurella's ball in. Dealt with by Ngoy. Through for Spain, which means time for the Belgian substitutions. 3 on for the Belgians. 3 off. Leandro Trossard making way, which is a big move from Rudy Garcia. Panicking obviously awful. That makes sense for Axel Witsel, fresh legs in there. Lukaku on. Maxime de Kuiper off. And the Club Brugge man, Says, is on at fullback. So Says goes to left back. Mekele, Ngoy, and Castagna the back 4. Raskin now playing alongside Axel Witsel. De Ketelare out to his versatile spot on the right-hand side. Doku on the left. De Bruyne on the 10. And Big Rom leads the line. Romelu Lukaku. Lamine Yamal Says into the game and instantly Lamine Yamal takes it on. Thibaut Courtois not phased by that effort. Got to be tighter than that for Joachim Says. There's too much space for Lamine Yamal to operate into. At least his 5th or 6th shot on goal now. Surely he's due. Ball into Dani Olmo. Flicks it on. Ferran couldn't take it in his stride. Great dummy from Doku. Going to skip away from Pedro Porro now. And feeds in Raskin. And Lukaku's in the box here. Raskin. There's a handball maybe in there. Raskin's sure of it. I thought I saw it as well. De Bruyne! Oh. And they're still asking Michael Oliver. It looked like an arm from the Raskin cross. Is there a hand in here? Oh. It hits the hand of Rodri, but the referee's waved it away. Wasn't that the perfect transitional action? Doku into Raskin and almost to Romelu Lukaku. They might feel hard done by there was no handball there. Lamine Yamal versus Says. Yamal feeds it through. The shot. Oyarzabal saved by Courtois again. And the Real Madrid goalkeeper is keeping out all the Spanish talent right now. And right now, it is end to end. Well, short corner. Pedro Porro. Dani Olmo and Pedro Porro playing keep off there. Now to his substitute in Ferran Torres, who chops inside. Looks to lay that ball off to Pedri. Say's clearance gets partially blocked there by Pedri. Spain remain on the front foot. The set back to Pedro Porro. Looking for that all-elusive second goal here, Spain. Lamine Yamal. Edge of the area, Ferran. Return for Lamine. Couldn't get his feet sorted. Important touch there by Nicola Raskin. Oh, great turn under pressure from Dani Olmo. He was tripped by Raskin. Fantastic from the number 10. And Raskin, just a real bundle of energy. Always running around, throwing challenges in. Trying to get the ball progressing. He's that dangerous X-Factor type of player. Kubasi, Olmo, again Lamine Yamal's the option. Again Lamine Yamal being direct. This time around Says does really, really well to shield the ball away from the teenage sensation. Due to his injuries, sort of just hovered around the scene rather than being a central part of things for Spain. Many obviously relating back to Kylian Mbappe when he burst onto the scene in Russia for France and obviously won that World Cup with them. Still the chance to win this World Cup for Spain here, Lamine Yamal, but hasn't quite had that blistering start to life at the World Cup. That one goal versus Saudi Arabia, outside of that, has been a bit part player. Olmo, great crossfield ping to find Marc Cucurella, keeps it in play. Sets it back to Pedri. Now to Oyarzabal. Cucurella. Again with Pedri. Spain probing here. A little flick around the corner from Olmo to find Ferran, who keeps possession from Ngoy and sets in Lamine Yamal. And again, Ngoy's there. And Doku tripped and fouled. Again, that perfect bailout, Jeremy Doku. So quick to get in behind. So technical with the ball at his feet. Can be brought down and draw fouls anywhere. And you know what? Wasn't even tripped there by Pedro Porro. Spain have been robbed there. Now Courtois gone down the ground. It's not a good look for him. Belgium, Real Madrid. And Saint Lamans is just readying himself next to Rudy Garcia there. On that note, we've got a hydration break, so we'll duck away for a few minutes. We'll be right back when the play resumes with about 20 minutes to go. It's 1-1 still between Spain and Belgium. Returned it a little bit late. Sorry about that. We've got 20 minutes to go here in this one. One apiece. First half goal from Fabian Ruiz, responded to by Charles de Ketelada. And we are knotted here at ones. That one early Spanish goal, Spain might have got them all the way through because they're yet to concede until de Ketelada opened the scoring here in this tournament. But they're still a heavy favourites. They've had some good actions, in particular involving Lamine Yamal in the last 15 or so minutes. About finding that end product though. And despite all the attention being on Lamine Yamal, wouldn't be surprised if Mikel Oyarzabal finds the goal here to be the point of difference. It's Cucurella. Oyarzabal. Pedri. Belgium really just sitting in right now and trying to absorb as much pressure as possible. Header back into a dangerous area. Ferran Torres heads over. The flag is up. And St. Lamans is ready to go here. The Manchester United #1 is going to replace Thibaut Courtois, whose race has been run. So the legend of Belgium, potentially that will be his last appearance for the side if they don't get the victory today. You can see him, the emotions spilling out on one of the greatest to ever play the game, Thibaut Courtois. One of those golden generation players. Maybe his last journey here in the World Cup. If they do get through, maybe that injury might be too severe for him to continue. So St. Lamans comes on and has a massive role to play. Thibaut Courtois, despite the attempts on goal, Lamine Yamal and company has looked unfazed. How does the Manchester United #1 impact this World Cup now for Belgium? Pedri. Gives that ball away in there. Lamans straight away getting a touch, sending it forward, but straight to Parkoubasi. And Rodri back to his keeper, Unai Simon. So 20 to go. You feel that Spain will continue to make the pushing in terms of possession. Players like Pedri, Olmo, Lamine, so vital. So important in those tight areas. You feel they're going to be the keys to try and break down this Belgium rear guard. For Belgium, it's all about Rom. Big Romelu Lukaku. Getting the ball into the feet of De Bruyne, Raskin, Doku, and letting them trying to create for Lukaku on the counter-attack, on transition, and get the better and catch out this Spanish outfit. Ferran, the layoff for Lamine Yamal, skips towards the bar line, and has to stand one up. But wasteful there from the youngster. He's had good moments, but he has been wasteful, has been not clinical in that final third. You see Courtois having a discussion there with Trossard where he picked that injury up. So Rudy Garcia's got one more change to make. Pull that wide for Cucurella. Pedri plays a little bit of give and go with him. Here is Pedri into Olmo. The heavy hitters into that Oyarzabal. Ferran Torres trying to follow it in. He's playing very narrow, Ferran. It's allowing license to Marc Cucurella to get up the pitch in that left-hand channel. And Oyarzabal and Ferran Torres are almost like an old-school front two right now. Lamine Yamal. Porro. Ferran. Layoff of Oyarzabal. Looking for Ferran again. Spain continuing just the push to probe, to knock on the Belgian door. Can they break them down though? Pedri, Olmo. Olmo out to Lamine Yamal. Looks to whip one. Raskin can get rid of it. It is one-way traffic right now though in favour of Spain. Spanish tsunami of attacks. Little flick from Ferran was a little bit too cute. Okay, possession back to the Belgian side. Castagna, can he get them out of trouble? Long area ball looking for Lukaku. Laporte just works him underneath it very, very well. Ball into Oyarzabal. He's kept it. Lamine Yamal. Can Spain just twist and turn and be petite in the tight spaces and find that cute little ball? Olmo with the flicked head up. Hooked clear by Axel Witsel. Big duel to be won here between Lukaku and Laporte. Harkelova buying nothing of Laporte's remonstrations there. Pedri can't keep it in play. Could Belgium do what they did versus Senegal and win it late? $15 to go here. Remember, they scored 2 within 4 minutes of the full time against Senegal to send that to extra time. There's a foul there from Axel Witsel and Mahana Pedri. Rudy Garcia and him not happy with that call, but looked to be the right call. Obviously, Axel Witsel knowing a lot about all these Spanish players playing for Girona, who did go down, unfortunately, in La Liga last campaign. Lamine Yamal chopping inside, little back heel, overlapping Pedro Porro, the cutback. Not finding a Spanish jersey, only finding Raskin. And Doku, heavy touch and skips away. Oyarzabal and Pedro Porro having to cover off defensively, but still Jeremy Doku. And Raskin's continued his run. Brought to ground by Pedro Porro, and that's a great out ball again. Raskin and Doku working their socks off. Really isn't much in that, but he's made the most of it there. Nicola Raskin. Ngoy. Back with the deputising Senna Lamans in place of Courtois. Hopefully that groin or quadricep injury isn't too bad. I think Jose Mourinho, that Real Madrid side, would love to have him match day 1 in what is their potential revenge season. Lamine Yamal trying to manufacture a ball in there. So he's not fully dealing with it. Rodri to the left where Cucurella is. Sets it back. Pedri. Rodri. Now with Porro. Porro to Rodri again. Just working from side to side right now. Spain not finding that incisive forward pass. Yamal. Porro. Good foot in by Says. But the clearance as far as Pau Kubasi. No reprieve right now for the Belgian outfit. Say it again. No side this tournament has done well or been successful when just sitting in. It hasn't worked this campaign. Yes, in the past it has, but not in this tournament. Ferran, Oyarzabal, bit of space here for Lamine. Ferran. The ball back for Lamine, just so poor. Maybe they're trying to force it Lamine Yamal rather than actually play good football, because I would have liked to see Ferran just take that shot on goal. Trying to walk the ball in the net right now rather than actually cause problems. Here's a chance for Nico Williams. So Nico Williams back fit, back available, and back in the side. So Ferran will go down the middle alongside Dani Olmo behind him. Lamine on the right and Nico Williams on the left, as we had it at that Euros campaign. Cucurella, Rodri. Two players that are also vital in the Euros win. Pedro Porro. Game is there to be won, so on comes Nico Williams to Spain. Can they snatch it in the 90? Well, we got another half an hour of free football. Here's Nico Williams straight away, getting at Castagna, standing one up. But again, another wasted cross. There's been a lot of those today for Spain. Despite the stereotypes of the polish of the Spanish, there's not much being seen today. Here's Mikel Merino on the touchline. How far off is he? Coming on into the 10, playing that forward 10 role and causing problems. That's what he does, Mikel Merino. Now Kevin De Bruyne has gone down. This is another legend. Injury strained. Injury troubled. Just stretching out a hamstring. Maybe a cramp. See, midday game here in LA. So then back underway after that short momentary interruption for Kevin De Bruyne. He's back to his feet and moving for him okay, I guess. So he's a little bit of a strut walk and a laboured walk there. Correa kept that ball in. Nico Williams under hot pursuit of Axel Witsel. Gets back to Nico Williams through Pedri. Rodri. Lost one out to the far side where Lamine Yamal is. Early low cross. Witsel. De Bruyne. And Doku looking for Raskin again. Kubasi got there first. And Spain go quick. Yamal again. A set back to Porro. Spain a lot of possession in this sort of 20-yard region. But I think further forward than that. Nico Williams, Pedri, looking for the return pass, but Ngoy and Committee can show that one out of play. And it'll be a Belgium goal kick. So on comes Alexis Salamakers, who's a hybrid type player. Can play out wide, can play centrally, can play an attacking role, can play as a wing back. It's got a lot about him. And so-so season for AC Milan. It started solid and fell away as the year went on. Sort of symbolic of the Milan side season in general. Lamans overhits that ball again to Lukaku. So possession back with Spain again. The winner to France, to face France, pardon me, in the semi-finals. No easy feat. That's a good ball. Lamine Yamal's in behind. His touch just poor again. It's been a really nearly game, and if I'm Luis de la Fuente, do I be bold enough to take Lamine Yamal off? Because he really has been force-fed the ball. He hasn't done anything with it. Long ball looking for Lukaku. Simon off his line. De Bruyne, looked to take it on. And that momentarily was a massive opportunity for Belgium. With Simon in no man's land and De Bruyne taking on the spectacle and the spectacular. Mekele goes to Ngoy. The threat remains for Spain. They overcommit. They be too aggressive. There's chances there. There's opportunities aplenty. Belgium can be precise. They can be direct. Spain becoming a little bit more stretched in their press here. So spaces for Raskin to drive into. Castagna, who got the assist as the out ball here. Back to Raskin. Into Witsel. Taking a bit of a further forward position. Ketelada couldn't get there. De Bruyne just wrestling Ferran to the ground. That's the easiest yellow card that Michael Oliver will have to get today. Surprises there for Kevin De Bruyne. He's just ushering to the bench saying, it's time to get me off. Potentially the end of another one of those golden generation players. Kevin De Bruyne makes way. So, is that the end of Kevin De Bruyne? Is that the end of Thibaut Courtois? Is that the end of Leandro Trossard? Lukaku remains on there. Dani Olmo off, and on comes the ever-dangerous Mikel Merino. Now, this smells problems for this Belgian backline because this guy just seems to pop up in the right place at the right time. So both sides have used all their substitutions. Their allocation has been fulfilled. Lukaku, obviously down the middle. Witsel behind him. Salamakis on the right. De Ketelada on the left. Doku's supporting the back line right now as almost a wing back. Ball into the central area. Ferran Torres. He's up to Pedro Porro. Merino was there. Couldn't quite get up high enough to get on the end of that ball there. Nico Williams. Cucurella. Last chance in the 90, you feel, for Spain to make something happen. Rodri to Lamine. First time to Porro. Back to Lamine. Lamine Yamal ran into trouble. Just trying to overdo it. Got to cross the ball in. Got to play to someone else if you're Spain. It's just repetitive from them. Nico Williams puts one in there. Raskin away. Big job for Lukaku to do now. Finding a way with Aymeric Laporte. Having a follow-up here for Pau Kubasi. He plays back to Unai Simon. Now to Rodri. A semi-Belgian press. Unai Simon plays out of that perfectly in there. He's Aymeric Laporte back to his feet. Cucurella, Merino. One way Spanish momentum in the second half. Hasn't told just quite yet, but as we tick into the final moments, this is where it becomes most difficult. You've been defending for nearly 45 minutes. The side goes in confidence. That's a long way, Jeff Fiddle. Lamine just spilled 10 and it's put in! And that might just be the winner for Spain. And who's got there? Is it Nico Williams? Is it Mikel Merino? But heartbreak for Belgium. Sané Lamans has come on for the injured Thibaut Courtois and has made a massive mistake. And it's Mikel Merino again. It's a Merino marvel late on. And it might be the goal that sends them to the semi-final. And they say the stars come out to play in Hollywood. Well, Mikel Merino has been the biggest of big stars for Spain. He's continually come up clutch for them. And he's done it again here. Kubasi just takes it on. Sané Lamans, poor, really poor. Can't collect it on the foot. Parries it, comes off his knee into that dangerous spot. And who's following in? Of course, Mikel Merino is. And the first to react was Mikel Merino. There's been a few occasions of this type of goal being scored from Spain in this World Cup so far. First to get that second ball. First to react to the parried save. And in this case, it's Mikel Merino who scores past Sané Lamans and surely puts Spain 1 foot into a semi-final. Sensational Spain. And a marvellous Merino goal. 2-1. Quite a feel for Lamine, who's come on. Wouldn't have been expecting at all to get any minutes. Hasn't got any minutes so far this World Cup. In his first couple of minutes, he's made a howler. Mikel Merino, of course, it's him again. There to pounce on that loose ball. And it goes to show that, Pau Gasol just took an effort on. They don't have to play to Lamine Yamal. You don't have to play through him and for him. There's other superb players in the Spanish 11. And the first time they've actually taken an attack on without him, they've gone and scored a goal. Isn't he just the greatest breaking case of emergency, Mikel Merino? Whenever they need a goal, whenever they need something, a spark, it's always Mikel Merino. They've got 7 minutes now to hold on here, Spain. 7 minutes for Belgium and this golden generation to keep fighting. They've got to commit numbers for it. Kitchen sink time if you're Belgium. But if there's one team that you'd hate to chase a game against, it would be the Spanish outfit that are so accomplished in possession. And to be honest, in this area as well, so hard to break down. And goes quickly. Mecca that Belgium have found a way to score some late goals, and some very, very late goals at that. You can't rule them out, but Spain, how good they've looked second half. How solid they've looked in this tournament in general. Doku seemed to have handled the ball, I think, there. Michael Oliver gives a foul in favour of the Spanish. We know one semi-finalist, it's going to be the Spanish. As it currently stands, it looks like... Oh, sorry, we know the French are going to be the semi-finalists. Right now, it looks like the Spanish are going to join them there. Getting my words mixed up here early hours of the morning. They're battling there, Witsel. Raskin takes over. Doku. Salamanca's. Unai Simon's in no man's land. Is it going to be Romelu Lukaku? Oh! Aymeric Laporte with the most acrobatic of defensive clearances straight into the path of Unai Simon. And Lukaku would have been thinking, oh, yep, this is a tap-in. But Aymeric Laporte, wowee. What was Unai Simon doing off his line? Pedri's lost his footing. All of a sudden, momentum in favour of Belgium. De Ketelaere, Doku. Holds off the first challenge, Jeremy Doku. And it's taken out by Aymeric Laporte. Set play. The former Manchester City man fell in the current Manchester City man. Also, the momentum's building. The Belgian fans finding voice. Spain under pressure. Under rare pressure. They haven't seen too much of this as the World Cup so far. Milan's Alexis Salamanca's over this one. Off the bench. Can he make the impact like Mikel Merino did? A ball drifted in there. Looking for Lukaku. Raskin battling. Here comes Spain on the counter. Can they put this game to bed? No, they cannot. Says there. But the footing he's got has put the ball out to play. And there'll be a throw for Pedro Porro on the far side. What a moment of madness for Unai Simon. There, Harry's parents, Mikel Merino's mother and father in the crowd. And they're going to be overjoyed for their son, who's scored in back-to-back FIFA World Cup final matches. Not many players do that. Unless you're Haaland, Kane, Mbappe or Messi at this tournament have just literally been obsessed with scoring goals. Spain look to possess out here. 3 minutes away from a semi-final berth. The first time they've done so since 2010. Well, they won the whole thing. And they're going to set up a blockbuster occasion with the French in Dallas, of all places. That is going to be rocking that arena. Lamine long. Up towards Axel Witsel. Got the first contact. Nico Williams won that second ball. Ferran into Nico. Back to Pedri. Bundled off it. No foul play there, says the referee, Michael Oliver. But then Witsel overreaching and Yellow card for Axel Witsel. His attempts to win that ball back on the Spanish skipper, Rodri. And Ferran's there just... Oh, it's a bad challenge. Oh. Gerald Kwanzaa, red card. That's what that one looks like. Surprised that's not being looked at. Simon. Playing himself into trouble there. He's playing on edge a little bit here, Unai Simon. Salamanca's now. Castagna. Good ball in from Ruskin. Lukaku heads it down rather than towards target. Rodri hooks away. It's coming back though with Ngoy. Oh, but Lamine Yamal picked it up. Doku though beating him to it. Boy, has he been good today, Jeremy Doku. Out wide to Ruskin. Lukaku's in the middle. It's a ball in there towards Lukaku. And then I see him on. Claim that ball and Lukaku took him out. Two committed competitors there. Where has this been for Belgium? This whole second half. They've just thrown everything at it, obviously, but I'm surprised they haven't done this earlier. They look dangerous. They look potent. Lukaku obviously failing when I see him on. They're getting well beyond the time which he caught the ball. So 6 of 7 played. Belgium fans, hands on heads, head in hands, nervous, edgy. What a finish we've gotten here, though. Marino, who so far looks like going to be the match winner. So far looks like going to be the man that's going to send Spain to meet France in Dallas. Cucurella has space and time to line one up instead of Lamans catches cleanly this time. And he can springboard the counter-attack with a long ball. But gave it straight back the way of Laporte and Spain. And that might just do it. Spain will come to enough to hold on to the possession here. Rodri. Marino. Marino again. Whether it be for Arsenal, whether it be for Spain, or anyone in between, he has been the man. Pedro Porro, what a barnstorming run. And cuts the ball back. And Nico Williams was there. And that is that. It is a sunny day in LA. And the sun is shining bright on this Spanish outfit. Mikel Merino again. The marvellous Merino does it right at the end to win the game again for Spain. And they now tee up a mouth-watering matchup versus France in Dallas. Spain deserved it though. They were dominant second half. They made the forward movements. They were pushing and probing. But a moment of thought for the golden generation. The end of a marvellous era for Belgian football. They did underperform, but some of the superstars of the world game in that era, Thibaut Courtois, Kevin De Bruyne, Romelu Lukaku as well. Their World Cup era comes to an end here, though, at the hands of Mikel Merino and Luis de la Fuente's Spanish side, who were too good on the day, too precise, and they get through winners here. 2-1 of his Belgium outfit. They gave it everything, Belgium, this tournament. There was no right they should have been in this situation. We wrote them off from the start, but in the end, they couldn't go all the way to another semi-final. It is Spain. It is Mikel Merino. It is Oyarzabal, Pedri, Rodri and company that have got it done and have gotten this Spanish side once again over the line. Far from convincing again, but they continue to get victory after victory. Conceded their first goal here today, but that wasn't enough for Belgium to get the victory here. 2-1, Spain through to the semi-finals.